Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about the VB.NET IDE or a Visual Studio IDE. So let's start. So here we have an interface of Visual Studio. As you can see that the whole GUI interface is divided into certain sections. So here we have a toolbox. This is your toolbox. With the toolbox here also you have a server explorer. Then here you have a Windows form, and here we have a solution explorer, then data source section and property window. So this is just an overview of the interface. Now let's see the same interface in the Visual Studio. Sorry. So here we have Visual Studio interface. This is 2019 version. So as you can see that here we have a toolbox. This toolbox contains all the tools. Also we call them objects. So here you can see so many objects we have, so many tools we have which we can use, right? So this is toolbox. Then after the toolbox, here we have a window form, because we are going to learn the window application, right? VB.NET we are going to use. So here we have a form 1. This form you can resize. So here you can simply drag and drop your components, your objects to design the form. Then here you have a solution explorer. This solution explorer is very important section because it contains all the files of your project. Like suppose you want to add a database. When you connect the database, when you add the class or any third-party component, everything will be displayed in this solution explorer, like reports and everything. So this is the solution explorer which contains all the files of your project. Then here we have the property window. This property window contains the properties of the selected object. Like right now we have selected form. Form is nothing but the one object. Form is a class, and because it's a class, this form class, and it has its own properties, like form has a back color, background image, cursor, font, for color, text, right? So as you can see that text, here we have form 1 return, right? And also here we have return form 1. Sorry, it is return form 1. So if I change it, let's say login, and hit enter, so you can see that it is changed, right? So this is my login form. You can you must save your project every time. So save all, every time do the save all, so all the files, or if you have added any component, everything will be saved. So save your project. Okay, now because this is a login form, let's take some text box and label. Okay, so here I am taking the label. See, label is something which you use to display the information, right, to guide the user. So here we have a label, and as you can see that when you select any component on the form, automatically it will display the properties of that particular component label. So here I am just writing ID. So, or instead of also I can write enter your ID, right? So this is your label. Now we want to enter the data. So for that we need a text box. So you can take the text box, simply drag and drop, and see, you can arrange them. Okay, so this is the text box. Here one important property of okay, let me increase the size. Okay, so the text box, the text property is blank because we need to add the data, right? So this is a text box. Here different view facility, like alphabetically you can view all the properties, like, and this is category wise, like accessibility and appearance wise, behavior, data, design, focus, layout, and all. So any you can pick. Okay, so this is about the text box. Also you can add two text box, one more label and text box. So this way you can do, but here you need to change the text. So instead of this, I'm writing enter your password, and then you can change the alignment, set the alignment. So let me resize it, right? So do not forget to save your project every time. Now see, here you have a text box 1 and text box 2. So when you have a less components on your form, it is easy for you to remember, like text box 1 is for ID and text box 2 is for the password. But when you will have more objects, then it will be difficult. So it is always advisable to change the name of the component. Like this is the text box, and you can change its name, see, in a design. So always give the prefix, always make in practice to write the prefix txt and txt text box. So this text box is for the ID, so txt ID, and this text box is for the password, so txt password, right? So this way you can drag and drop, and you can change the properties. Like this is the form. So okay, let me change the size of the form. Okay, better, right? And if we want a button to click on, so you can take the button. It will be the, okay, here it is. So you can take the button, right? So also you can the similar way you can change the caption or the text or name. So name is a button, so this is for the login, so I am giving the btn as a prefix, and this is for the OK, let's say, or the login, btn login. And of course we need to change the caption or the text login, and the other button I want, and that is for the cancel. Suppose I don't want to login, in that case cancel, and do not forget to change the name. So always make in practice that whenever you take any component on the form, very first thing you need to do is change the name of that component. Like here we have a form, right? And the form name, because this is your first page, first form, but gradually we will add more forms, right, in the project. So here we have only one form, so let's change the name of this form. So here you can change an FRM login, right? So from this you can come to know that okay, you have a form for the login, right? So in the next session we will explore more properties of the different components and form as well. one more thing, this is the design view, right? And how to view this in a runtime. So for that, here you can click on the run and it will display this. Okay, profile does not exist. Okay, no problem. It's because we have changed the name of this, that's why it is giving an error. Not an issue, this we will continue in the next session. So just make a practice of this, right? Okay.